What's going on, guys? It's GBP baby. Welcome back to another video. Hope everybody's doing well, and let's dive straight into things. So hopefully you watched my previous videos. I didn't post yesterday, however I did post on Monday and Tuesday where we got quite a lot done. And yeah, we're at the end of the week now and we're moving into Friday, and I believe next week maybe non-farm payroll. I do need to double check that, but nonetheless we are going to take a look into what I'm anticipating this Friday. So basically what I'm looking at now is the way that we're coming back inside of the range which we've created this week. So you can see we've traded lower all week. Opening price was over here, and from then we just raised it just above it, and then price has been falling since. So what tends to happen, and it's classic for price, is what will happen is it will try and return to equilibrium. Equilibrium right now is, I'm going to get this delineated. Equilibrium right now is over here. So this is where I'm looking for price to return to by the end of the day tomorrow, ideally. I don't anticipate us to drop any lower, especially I do believe the low was created on Wednesday. So basically I'm looking for price to now come back up to this level. So I want to see if we can climb on upwards. And yeah, quite an interesting day, not the greatest. You can see definitely some stops that have been accumulated on the back of this wick right here, and then we've just kind of been in a bit of consolidation. So I do think tomorrow will be a little bit smoother in that I'm looking for that on dollar, I'm looking for that Wednesday high to be taken and for us to trade into this consolidation, which is what we call original consolidation, and this bearish order block, which is where, like I said, it's the equilibrium of the weekly range. So it'd be nice to see if price can return back up to there. So that's pretty much what I'm expecting. And then this down close candle is a bullish order block now. So just for context, that means that the lowest I'd want to see price trade will be the 50% level of that. So the very lowest, and you can see there's an order block there that can help with that. So the very lowest I want to see price trade tomorrow would be here. It doesn't need to go all the way down there. It can, but obviously ideally it doesn't. So if price can stay above here, even better above here. Let me get the 25% level, bear with me. I'm doing this a bit wrong, aren't I? So this is, I'm going to use the wick. I'm going to use the volume of the order block. So let's just move this down to here, and then I'll move this. So even better will be the 25% level is what I'm saying. So ideally, I'd like to think that the low of Friday could get made around here, being the very lowest, and then I'd anticipate price to be trading higher and run out our buy stops above Wednesday. So let's get this marked out as buy side liquidity, as that's where I want to see price trade to. And then obviously we have all of this range. You see this this gap right here. I'm looking for that to get filled. And like I said, it'll be nice if we can close around here for the week. So that's what I'm expecting on dollar, nothing too crazy. And then let's head on to GBP USD. I am going to stay down on the hourly just because it's a bit more clear right now. And yeah, there's no need to go into the daily as of now. And you'll see that I did enter a position on Thursday because I was anticipating, as soon as I saw, basically, remember if you watched, I didn't post yesterday, but what I'm saying is that the way that we swung around here, I spoke about this fair value gap getting traded to, and we traded to it and through it on Wednesday, right? So when I saw in the morning at 3 a.m. again, when we displaced away from this fair value gap, I was happy and confident that I can go short here because as far as I'm concerned, we've closed back below the fair value gap, so it should now act bearishly. We had a change in a break in market structure, which is right here. And then I was then looking for us to start returning into the range because remember we've been rallying all week long. So as soon as I saw the high get made on the Wednesday, which is what I anticipate, which is what I presumed based off everything that we've done this week, I was comfortable that we can go short with the expectation that price is going to start to work its way towards equilibrium, which is what I'm talking about. So we haven't quite hit equilibrium just yet. So I will get that marked out as that's where I'm looking for price to move towards now. This will be a inversion fair value gap as well. You can see how price is treating it. We tapped it here. So it'd be nice to see if price can tap into this level tomorrow, and then there's also a fair value gap there as well. So I'm going to just make this red. There's a lot of red right now. Let's just clear up a few things I don't need this, don't need this. And then I'm looking for us to trade basically into here and to close the day ideally in this range. The highest I want to see price trade is the 50% level of this fair value gap, just because look, we've closed below it now. So as far as I'm concerned, it should be a bearish fair value gap. So I'm happy for us to rally inside of it, but overall I'm looking for us to close and push down into this fair value gap to finish the day, finish the week even. So that's everything on pound. Hope that all makes sense. And yeah, let's now head on to Euro USD. And I did try and enter the same position here. Now I didn't put a stop loss on. Remember, this is my demo account for the record, so I use paper trading. But what happened is I didn't put a stop. If I was to put a stop, when I went short here, if I was to put a stop, I would have put it above here. And that means I would have got stopped out here. So that's what I would have got slaughtered basically. So although I closed it here, you know, for example's sake, I would have already been stopped out. So I don't really want to count this one. GBP, my stop loss, again, I went short here. So my stop loss would have been above, you see this fair value gap right here? It would have been at the open of that. Because I'm not anticipating, price shouldn't be able to get back through. Remember that I spoke about this range, these two red boxes. Price shouldn't be able to get back above that. And then targeting would have been this buy sell side liquidity, more specifically Wednesday's lows. So yeah, it'd be nice to see if euro can catch up tomorrow and see some more downwards price action. It's a little bit messy right now, so I'm going to get rid of a few things. Don't need that, don't need that, don't need that. I don't think we've taken out, have we taken out Wednesday's low? Yeah, we have. So it's, euro's a bit more messy, but overall, obviously, if I'm anticipating that dollar can trade higher towards equilibrium, I'm looking for euros to trade lower towards equilibrium. So let's look at the weekly range. This week started on the 20th, 21st even, and then we can look at the range between this low and this high, and then I'm looking for that equilibrium to be returned to ideally. So let's get that delineated, and that will now be my target moving into Friday for us to trade down into that. So pretty simple expectation. Again, ideally I want to be entering during London, but I'm looking for us to like close around here. But it is, you can see that euro is a bit messy. So I hope that all makes sense, guys. Been an interesting week. I will be posting on Sunday, so make sure to turn on post notifications. It's been a quick video, but don't forget to drop a like, drop a comment, smash subscribe, join the mailing list. All the links are in the description. Join the Discord, and yeah, I hope you found this week useful. Peace.